Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich podcast. So the topic of discussion is going to be about K-shape recovery. So this happened after the COVID pandemic, when all the sectors fell. After the lockdown, there are only some sectors which recovered, and some sectors which sank down even further. So does K-shape recovery affect the stock market and its growth?
Yes, V-shaped recovery of course affects stock market and its growth because stock market is run by companies and companies have to do business with citizens like you and me. And when citizens like you and me don't have money to spend, earnings of companies go down because sales go down.
Okay.
Sales go down, earnings go down, then the company's profitability goes down, which will push stock price down because price to earnings ratio will start going sky high. And you're seeing this. So what do companies do? Companies start pivoting. Two ways they pivot. One, start giving less products for the amount of money you're paying so they can try to make a better margin. Or two, they start offering products to a new segment of the market which seems to be having the money. We've seen this happen with shoe companies. We've seen this happening with clothing companies where historically they were catering to the lower strata of the society. Now, seeing the lower strata of society don't seem to be having the money to spend, the disposable income is not there.
Okay.
They are pivoting and starting to cater to the high end part of it. The problem is there's only so much that will also consume. So if everybody goes crowds into a crowded market, it's like a ship. There's only one lifeboat. Everybody jumps the ship and jumps on the lifeboat. If everybody's on the lifeboat, that lifeboat will also sink. That is happening also in the market. And why is this K-shaped recovery happening? Well, this is not only because of pandemic. This is because our country has been going through this phase where the rich seem to be getting richer and the poor seem to be getting poorer. It's not a political statement. If you look at the numbers, it's very apparent.
Okay.
We need to analyze the society. What is it that we're doing right and what we are doing wrong and fix it. I'm not leaning to any political alliance. You know me. I don't say vote for this or vote for that. I am not. It's up to you as individuals to decide what is right as a society. But I do think majority of people suffering and not making enough to even survive, it's not a good thing for the country because the country cannot stay together. If half your family is starving, how can you eat?
Yeah.
Is my question.
And some sectors which recovered better than other sector was the FMCG sector weren't able to recover as before the COVID pandemic, but the gold selling and gold loan companies were able to perform. So how does sectoral performance got changed after the COVID pandemic?
Well, the thing was, COVID pandemic was helpful to that sector. So the FMCG companies did well during the pandemic because they were the main staple companies for everybody stuck in lockdown. We all had to order food, and all these companies were the ones we were relying on to supplying us. Post lockdown, everything is opened up again. So these companies have to contend with everybody being back on the playing field. But there's more to that. What's happening to FMCG company is in the rural area, the demand went down because resources were dried up. People lost their jobs because of COVID. People were already in downward spiral. COVID made it even worse. So spending went down. And rural market in India is quite big. Though most of us like you and most of our viewers live in B cities, A cities, majority of Indians still are not in these kind of big cities. And they contribute to quite a bit to the bottom line of these FMCG companies, and these guys don't have the money to spend anymore. And inflation has been biting them also. So this has all been hurting these companies. So what do these companies do is they've been doing shrinkflation, which we know about. They've been selling less product
The
for
same price.
And they're trying to cater to other kind of markets and trying to see if they can bolster through exports. But one advantage of this recent election, which has happened, it's brought in a weaker government, and they cannot do whatever they want to do now. They'll have to take populist kind of moves. Before election itself, you saw them pivoting, spending, increasing rural spending. Now, with the coalition government, they'll want to make sure they hold the power. So you will see more on rural spend. So you should see some kind of Recovery maybe, I don't know. We'll have to wait and watch to see what happens. We can be a little hopeful on rural demand improving.
Okay.
So the rural demand improves, the prospects for these FMCG companies improve. And these are always defensive stocks, which I have spoken about before. FMCG, because everyone needs soap, food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these things will not disappear. So growth may not be spectacular, but at least the company will keep chugging along. Earnings will be there, so something to look forward to.
And the last question is, this K-shaped recovery, will it continue forever?
No,
What makes it end?
no. First of all, nothing continues forever.
Mm.
If you're going to hope for something to continue forever, then you can hope stock prices will go up forever.
Okay.
Like that, negative things also don't go on forever.
Mm.
As positive things don't go on forever, even negative things don't go on forever. And these things can fix themselves naturally, not for any particular reason. Just Indian economy starts improving and there's rural demand and, investment starts, FDIs start pouring in, there's lots of investment in rural areas, factories start coming up, lots of reasons could push this up. And this could be because of geopolitical reasons, because of China, US tension, India gets more demand. You can argue in any way, shape or form. So these can change the spectrum of this, and the K-shaped recovery might change. But historically, there's always been a gap between the rich and poor. It's always there. The rich always have more than the poor. There's no denying that. But what's been happening is the gap has been widening. So we need to find out how to make the width smaller. Some people will say increase the tax on the rich. Some will say give more money to the poor. I do not know which is a better solution. But we need to think of some kind of solution where this gap is made smaller, that inequality is made smaller. That has not had a dramatic change since it's been spreading. This has been happening since I was a child. That's divide. I've been hearing about it as a kid, all through my school and college, and now it's still growing. So it's something we need to see as a society what to do to improve that gap.
Okay. So I hope that this video is informative and you had some knowledge about K-shaped recovery and will it impact the stock market indices. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel for more videos. See you in another episode with an interesting topic. Thanks for watching the video.
Thank you.